All right, so we're on lesson 10-3, extending multiples of multiplication with fractions. So our first problem says Sarah has a half of a granola bar. Friend has 5 times as many. So remember, whenever I'm multiplying, I have groups times the amount. So here I have 5 times as many, or 5 groups, and the amount or size of each group is a half. So that will be 5 halves, which I see I can take 2 wholes out, because that would be 2, 4, and I have 5 pieces. So that'll be 2 wholes, and I would have 1 piece left out of 2. All right, question number 2 says, Sue needs 5/6 of a cup of cocoa to make 1 batch of chocolate pudding. She wants to make 4 batches of pudding to take to a party. Use properties of operation to write and solve an equation to show how many cups of cocoa Sue will need for all 4 batches. So my key part says write and solve an equation. So here I see I have 4 groups because I have 4 batches, and each one needs 5/6. Amount is 5/6. So I'm going to multiply, and so 4 times 5 is 20 over 6. And here I see I can pull 3 groups out because it would be 6, 12, 18. So I have 3 wholes, so 3 whole cups, and then 20 minus 18 is 2, so 2 6. So I would need 3 cups and 2 6, and I see I can divide 2 and 6 by 2, so I can actually reduce it and simplify it to 3 1/3. So I would need 3 1/3 cups. All right, let's go on to number 3. So here I have 8 times 1, so I just multiply my whole number times my numerator, and I get 8 over 2. And I see I can divide my numerator and denominator by 2. 8 divided by 2 is 4. 2 divided by 2 is 1, so I would have 4 for my final answer. All right, let's go on to the next one. 13 times 3, so my whole number times my numerator. So that gives me 39. And then my denominator stays the same. And I see I have a lot of wholes I can pull out. So I'm going to think, this is why I need my division facts. How many times does 4 go into 39? And I see 4 goes into 39 9 times, because 4 times 9 is 36. So I'm going to take 36 away from 39 because I traded 36 pieces for those 9 wholes. 36 take away from 39 was 3, and I'm left with 4. So my final answer after I rename it is 9 3/4. All right, number 5, calculate the amount of medicine taken in 10 days. So here I have 10 groups, being 10 days, if each dose is 3/4. So I have 10 times 3/4, because 3/4 is my amount. I multiply, and I get 30/4. And here I'm thinking, how many groups can I take out to make a whole? 4 goes into 30 7 times, and I would have 2 left over. 30 take away 28 is 2 in my denominator. And hopefully I recognize 2/4 is the same as a half, so I have 7 1/2 for my final answer. All right, let's look at number 6. Number 6, calculate the total length needed to decorate 9 boxes. Each box uses 2/3 yard ribbon. So here I have 9 groups, being 9 boxes, times the amount of each group, being 2/3. I would have 9 times 2 is 18 over 3. 3 goes into 18 6 times. So altogether, I would need 6 yards. All right, let's go on to our independent practice. All right, 4 times 3, or 4 times 1/3 is 4/3, and I can take 1 whole out, so I'd have 1 1/3. All right, number 8, 6 times 3 is 18 over 8, and I see there's 2 wholes in there because 8 goes into 18 2 times, and I would have 2 left over. I could rename 2 8s as 1/4 because I could divide it by 2 as well. All right, let's look at number 9. 8 times 2 is 16 over 5, and then I need to rename it. 5 can go into 16 how many times? It can go in 3 times, and I'd be left with 1 piece over 5. All right, we're going to go faster through these. 12 times 5 is 60 over 6, and I can rename that as 10 wholes. Number 11, 11 times 2 is 22 over 3. which can be renamed as 7 with 1/3 left over. So I can take 7 wholes out. 5 times 7 is 35 over 8. And 8 can go into 35 4 times, because that would be 32. 35 take away 32 would give me 3 pieces left over. So I'd have 4 3/8. All right, moving on to number 13. 7 times 3 is 21. And my denominator is 4. 4 can go into 21 5 times. And I see there'd be 1 piece left over. 9 times 3 is 27 over 5. And I can see 5 goes into 27 5 times with 2 left over. 4 times 5 is 20. 8. 8 goes into 20 2 times with 4 left over. And I can rename that as a half, because I see 4 is half of 8. All right, number 16 and 17. Calculate the total distance Mary runs in 1 week if she runs 7 miles each day. Well, I know 1 week, that is 7 days. So I have 7 groups times 7 eighths. 7 times 7 is 49 over 8. 8 can go into 49 6 times. So I can pull out 6 holes. 6 times 8 is 48. So 49, take away 48 pieces. Since I trade that for a whole is 1. And then I'd have 8 for my denominator. Okay, calculate the length of 5 pieces of ribbon laid end to end if each piece is 2/3 of a yard long. So I have 5 groups being 5 pieces times, and each group is 2/3. So here I would have 10 thirds. 3 can go into 10 3 times with a 1/3 left over. All right, good luck.